Hello there and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 4. Today we're continuing on with Let's Play. This is episode 4, and in today's episode we're going back to the license centre to take a look at the second class license tests and the last of the actual proper license tests. This is the International A license, and well, it's 16 tests, and apparently the XJ220 is the first car that we get to use. Oh boy. Pretty exciting times if you ask me, when the XJ220 is the first car we get to use. And do like me the good old XJ220. Oh, I remember this test. I think this is a remake of a test from Gran Turismo 2, I want to say. I remember the XJ220 at Midfield Raceway for some reason. Oop, gonna get a little bit of a wheel spin coming off of that corner. No traction control in this test for us, which is good. I actually really like the way the XJ220 drives, at the moment anyways. I don't know, it hasn't reached braking zone yet. Brakes are a very important part. Ooh, God, ooh. Try not to make the car too squirrely. We're going to get not silver. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have the slight mess up coming out that corner, we would have been okay. Maybe we'll actually use the XJ220 in this game. For those of you who've been keeping tabs, you might remember in Gran Turismo 3, we attempted to use that car a couple of times, and it never went well. Never. It was, always awful. Anyways, Alpha Spider. I think this is the V6 in this game. Gran Turismo 2 has the 2-litre twin spark. This is a long test. And it is at Suzuka. And there's traction control on a front-wheel drive car, and we all know what that means. Time to not go around corners at any form of speed. Just the way I like it. I like it like that. I'm remembering the oh god, what song was that game in? I think it was Vice City Stories, I want to say. Radio Espantoso. Can't say I'd listened to that one very much, but I remember getting to taxis with it on. Anyways. I should really do a GTA Let's Play at some point. This is what I think about when I'm driving my Alfa Romeo Spider around Suzuka. Would have preferred a GTV, but there you go. And we sort of rush towards the line. This thing is nowhere near as quick as it probably should be. But there we go. Hooray! Prizes! Big money! Big money! Except we don't get any money for doing license tests. I mean, we get cars. They're kind of like a current... a car's a currency in Gran Turismo, I guess. It's not like you can really sell them for much, but... I guess they're a currency. Anyways, guide to chicanes. Are we at Suzuka again? No, we're at Fuji. This is, yeah. This is the corner which I don't think I've ever taken correctly in my entire life. And don't lie, you did it too. You all know what I'm talking about. Anyone who played this game, you know exactly what I'm on about. You did the thing as well. Don't chastise me for it. Anyways. That was a truly awful performance by me, but there we go. What do you expect for someone who's probably driven that corner sensibly all of that one time? I think even when I was playing this game a couple of days ago, sort of doing my research, I tried taking that corner correctly and completely drove over the grass. Not in a good way, in a way where I completely missed the curb that you're supposed to turn into, so... yeah. Ooh, we get an Australian car for this. Okay, we are on Apricot Hill. We get our Australian Ford, which is good. Slightly messed up the corner. Again, another corner which I don't think I've really taken particularly well in any part of my life, but there we go. This one should be a pretty straightforward test. It's just I mucked it up slightly. Speaking of mucking it up, I'm making this one look harder than it actually is. As we come through these two chicanes. Beautiful look. There. Right. I think this feels like it's going to be quick, but I don't know. Oh god, never mind. Traction control is going to completely ruin all part of this being quick. That's a damn shame. I so would have gotten a gold there if the car wasn't just carrying itself wide. I'm used to being flat out coming out that last corner, but apparently the traction control. I'm going to blame all my issues on the traction control. By the way, you've probably already worked that out, but if you haven't, then yeah, that is what's happening here. Alright, one lap guide run, El Capitan, and we get a Seat Ibiza. Ibiza? It's the Cupra, which has since become its own brand, which someone decided to call the hottest car brand in the world, and now I instantly unsubscribed from their channel because, no, they're still Seats. I'm not a fan of Seat, gotta be honest. I kind of wanted the Ibiza for this gen as a first car at some point, and now it's at 1.4, 60 horsepower is not enough. I'd much rather drive a 1.1 litre Panda with 54 horsepower, because at least that weighs a lot less than this does. But yeah, Seats are usually driven by cunts. Usually in the UK. I'm sorry to all the Spanish people. I don't know if Spain really takes pride in Seat. Maybe? It's the only... Other than, like... To be fair, Spain's kind of similar, I guess, to the UK in terms of their car production, because I think they've got Seat, and then there's just like loads of random sports car companies in Spain. You know, you've got I think the Spano, is the Spano Spanish? I think the Spano is Spanish. Can't overtake the safety car, even though I so could have through there. Yeah. I think Spain produces the Spano. There's a couple of others as well. There was a load of weird ones in Gran Turismo 4. I can't remember the name of them, but I think they're like rebodied Vipers and stuff. You know, like in the same way the UK's just got a whole load of random sports car manufacturers and then just homegrowns. I mean, do we count MG as a thing? Maybe. I mean, we'd count Rover, but Rover wasn't worth anything, so oops. Ugh. Mind you, Seat is still going strong, because if you're a member of the VW group, you're probably guaranteed to make boring but lots of money generating vehicles. Anyways, I'm just waiting for the person in the comments. I drove a Seat Leon Cooper and it was amazingly fast. I have no doubt it was quick, and I'm sure they're very nice, but they don't appeal to me in any way, shape or form, and it just makes me think you've bought a less expensive Golf. Or Polo, depending on... I can't actually remember what the Ibiza is. I think the Ibiza is a Polo. Anyways, we're on for a good time here, apparently. Almost got a gold on that one. Apparently I know my El Capitan and my Seats. To be fair, I mean, I did almost take the safety car over on quite a few of those corners, but there you go. Onwards to wherever we may roam next. We are going to be tackling more complex corners. Alrighty, we get a S2000 for this, I think. Yep. S2000 V-Spec, no less, or whatever they call it, the Type V. I don't know. Japanese are obsessed with Vs. Make of that what you will. Yeah, that's a lot better through there than I was on my first attempt. And I assume the line is after this corner right here. Am I the only one who does that in these license tests? You're like, well, I'm on for a really good time, and then you realise the finish line is like 15 years away from where you actually think it is, and then it turns out you actually don't do a particularly good time. Yeah, that's me. That's something I do a lot. Anyways, we got silver. Hooray! Getting a lot more silvers. This license, I gotta admit, these tests don't seem as bad as the previous tests do. Alright, where are you going next? Tackling more complex corners! This time we get a... Oh, God. No traction control, Yellowbird. Alright, let's see how well this ends. Oh my God, the rear end's coming out. The rear... Oh dear. The rear end is firmly coming out on this thing. Good. Good. Every time you go on the brakes, the arse just starts to drift out. Oh God. On the power. Many noises from the turbos. Don't drift wide. There we go. And a rush to the line. Yeah, the Yellowbird handles about as well as you'd expect. Good. 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 Right. Onwards to the next one, wherever it is. Wherever it be. Life is but a dream. City Street Guide. What are we getting? An Alpha 156. Okay. Traction controls on. Excellent. And this is a long-ass test. Again, I don't really... Unless it's trying to teach you how different cars handle different circuits, I don't really see the point of having a one-lap guide to a circuit and then having to run the circuit again, but like a shorter section of it. Like, surely these are designed... They're designed to teach you driving techniques, but surely the idea would be to teach you bits of a course before you actually drove the entire course. But never mind. Hey, there's a Kenwood symbol up there. I like it how all of like the rest of the symbols are like just incomprehensible garbage, and then you get like Kenwood and Fanda cosmetic facility. Oh, that's where the pit entry is on this track. That's I've never noticed that before. Is the pit entry, because pit entry is usually at a start line. Oh right, the pit actually runs. I was about to say, do you get spat out of the pits before the end of the lap? But apparently not. But actually that wasn't painless. Also, I like it how apparently the AI driver drove completely past those guys. I bet he pulled a sick handbrake skid to get back there, or he'd actually probably have to pull two to get the car to go around to the angle where the men clapping camera position takes place. I don't know. I don't care. Gymkhana. Oh, you know me. I love Gymkhana. Big fan of Ken Block, me, as you know, obviously. Right, and we get to 350Z Roadster. Again, similar to the Crossfire. Hopefully this is the only time you ever see one of these in this LP, because I don't want to drive the Roadster version of the 350Z ever again. I don't mind the normal 350Z, even if it is a bit of a forgettable car. But, yeah, the convertible can get fucked. Usually. I think there's one car which I've specifically chosen that I'm going to run the convertible version of it over any other version, and that's like it. Anyways, this doesn't actually seem to be going too bad. Do I have to stop the car? Yeah, I have to stop the car as well, I'm assuming. Could have gone worse. Could have gone worse. I wonder if that's one of like the only coffee breaks where you can actually fail it. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I was kind of wondering whether the coffee break would be like one of the only coffee breaks where you can actually fail it. Possibly. Anyways, more City Street Guide. Okay. So, it might not be city circuit driving in hell, this particular license test, but this test is interesting. It gives me a car which is nowhere near quick enough to meet the finishing line. This is going to be a fun one to go back and do things for. Oop, well, at least I can get away with smacking the barrier quite heavily. Yeah, we get a Citroen Zara for this, which is... I like the Citroen Zara a lot, however, it is painfully slow in this game because this VTR model has 106 brake horsepower. I think even the... Like, this isn't even the best model of the Zara. It came with bigger engines than a 1.6, so... I have no idea why this particular model is the one they put in the game. Do you see what I mean? It's so slow. Please get to the finishing line in time. Ah, that's gonna be awful because that car is the slowest thing known to man. Holy shit. Anyways. Next license test. Where we gonna go this time? We're gonna go to... a one-lap guide run of Fuji Speedway 2005. Yeah. Oh, we get the Caldina. Oh, that's cool. I like the Caldina quite a lot. If you don't know, this Caldina GT4 is basically a Toyota Celica GT4 MPV. It's fantastic. It doesn't look particularly good. I much prefer the older style model, which was basically a Toyota Avensis, but yeah, nevertheless. Still a pretty cool car. Oh god. Oh, it's this layout of Fuji. Well, this is the layout of Fuji I'm less familiar with than the 90s one. Because the 90s one's sort of a lot more flowing, while as this version's very much a test of... Oh god, oh. That corner's completely different. I'm so confused as to where I'm going, because The problem is, it drives like a track you know, but it has those bits where it's just like odd little inconsistencies, like certain corners are just a little bit stranger. They've mowed the grass, I will give them that, so I'm going to overtake the pace car if he keeps shifting all over the place. There's no horrible little kink bend to deal with, but instead there's an entire other section of the track. The most I know about this track is that fucking, what's his name, Southpaw Racer video on this track. This is my entire knowledge. Ooh god, this corner is a lot steeper than you think it is. Alright. Also, I think there's a driving mission on this track, something about Lupo Cup cars, I want to say. Or maybe it's Beetle Cup cars. I don't know, there's something. It's going well. It's going. It is going well. First gear. Again, this isn't exactly the car I'd associate with driving around Fuji Speedway, but there you go. Oh, this last corner is not fun. Yeah. And on to the finish line. Please give me some drafting. I wonder where the finish line is on this track, actually. It must be quite a ways away because I'm not confident of my time. This car has long gear ratios. Okay. Yeah, wasn't a terrible time. It felt like it was going to be a lot quicker. I kind of wish the starting line was sort of further back and I'd be able to do a bit more with that course. I don't know if that's weird. I know there's some Fuji endurances and longer races in this game. Oh, it's snowing again. Excellent. I know there's some longer endurance races and stuff in this game. I wonder... Ooh, we get the Pajero in this one. Never mind. I can't remember what I was going to say. Something about Fuji layouts in later games, but doesn't really matter. I get to drive the Pajero. The ugly Pajero, like the hideous Pajero. And also apparently completely muck this corner up. Good. Good. I was about to say, if there's traction control, I'm going to strangle someone. Oh, I remember this test. I think this test is supposed to be stupidly, actually, rather specific time-wise. Let's see if I'm right or not. Okay, I must be thinking of a different one. That one doesn't seem too difficult. Yeah, I know. I think, unless it's in a different game, there's like one license test which is like a hell to get right. I think it is on that corner. Where like the time limit on it is just like so specific, it's just completely and utterly just... Why? Can't remember which test that was. Oh, it was the IA11, now we're doing it. IA12, driving on... Oh, it's this one. Oh, God. So you know how I said all of the ice arena? Do you know what I don't love? Chamonix? I think that's the name of the track. I always get it wrong. I used to call it Champion X, which I know is not right, but I think it's Chamonix. I think I got taught that by some Canadians and a Frenchman. So they must be correct, because Canadians are French people. Green guard rails, men standing on them. Oh, please get round the corner. Oh my god, this car just wants to go sideways all the time. What is it? Oh, it's the other Celica GT4. It's the one you can actually recreate in Forza 4. And, well, later games until Toyota decided to be a dick and not be in any more games. Apart from GT Sport. But I think we're coming back now, so it doesn't really matter. Where is the thing? There is the thing. Power! Power! Yes! Silver! That actually seems a lot less difficult than it probably should be. But, never mind. Again, sort of relating to what I said in a previous episode, something about license tests actually being a lot... easier when they're rally tests, although they did sort of start to work that out of this game by the looks of it. Oh boy, Nurburgring, BMW M5, a car which isn't in the Japanese version of this game. Yeah, this is throwing me off. I don't know where I am on the Nurburgring. What I do know is this car is extremely quick. Oh, brake, 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 please get on the brakes, thank you. Hey, I didn't stick a wheel on the grass this time. The main issue I have with the Nurburgring is you stick a wheel on the grass and you're dumb punk. Oh, speed, please. Speed racer. something about us at Osborne. We win. Hooray, hurrah, hurrah, hooray. For that. Yeah, that test isn't fun. On to the next one. Which is, it's this, and then it's a one-lap guide run, and then it's the graduation test. And then, we only have one more license to do. And then, we can finally not record license test videos. Anyways, TVR tomorrow on Motegi. I don't think we've done a guide run on this course yet. I'm assuming that all comes up in special license tests. Ooh, okay, I was right through there. Oh, it's these corners that are like kind of fun in some cars and then kind of not fun in every other car. And also apparently corners which I'm surprisingly quick at, apparently. Anyways. Also, I don't know if it's just me as a basic reaction, I just sort of start worrying whenever they put me behind the wheel of, oh, I know what's next. I know what's next. Am I correct? Yep, alright. It's this fucking thing. Right. The way I'm going to take this is to be extremely cautious, I feel. Also, I can't remember if this is the test that's different. I think there's two Nurburgring one-lap things you're supposed to do, because I think there's this one and then there's another one where you have to drive a... I think it's the 190E touring car, but in other regions of the game it's actually a Sauber C9 that you have to drive around here, if I remember rightly. But I think that might be a Japanese only thing where you drive the Sauber. I can't remember. What I can remember is the Nurburgring is not fun, and this is not going to be fun, but... Oh, I haven't got my runoff area on there in this game. Why does the entire track have to be lined with grass? I don't want my ass to be grass, I want my ass to have these little brown curbs on it. Also, I think Boost said he was doing this the other day and completely cocks it up constantly, trying to overtake the pace car. The ironic thing is, this car isn't actually much slower than that pace car, probably. I'm pleased you could turn the pace car off in later games. Actually take that surprisingly well. I don't know how old was I when I played this game? This game came out in like 05. I don't know how like 10-year-old me managed to complete this license test, to be honest with you, considering even 10-year-old me did not like the Nurburgring, trying not to crash into the back of the thing. The problem is, I don't know if the pace car is going to brake whenever my brake warnings come up, so I'm sort of having to be cautious. Oh god, I'm going to go for the overtake, aren't I? Right, there we go. Managed to get the car slowed down just enough, rear drive, showing its disadvantages right there, i.e. keeping me on my feet. Apparently I can run the curves a little bit in this game, which is kind of nice. Alright. We are sort of coming up to the corners where I literally don't know where I'm going, so I'm going to sort of not overtake the pace car. I like how 10 minutes is the goal around here. Oh, we're going to be slower than Jeremy Clarkson around here. I assume notwards. Then again, if I remember rightly, this test is actually not terribly difficult to get. Like, most people probably think this is the test that I'm going to be stuck on the most. If I remember rightly, this one actually is nowhere near as bad as it could be. Brake into here, brake onto there. Oop, gonna get a little bit of the tail out again. Need to sort of watch for that. I'm pleased I don't have traction control on this event though, which is good, because that was the only way they could make this worse for me is if they gave me like an Integra with all the traction control, or the ACS. I'm blaming traction control as just a general thing because that's what I'm used to blaming for these things, but I'm fairly certain it's like the anti-skid management or something. I don't know. There's probably been people raging in the comment section about, oh, you're calling it traction control, it's ASM. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't really matter, either way it's annoying. Right. Oh, you're annoying. Well, don't watch the Let's Play then, you prick. Watch Rhino GT4s instead, and you can actually watch him be better than I am. Don't overtake the skyline. There we go. And tabby dozy. Ooh, look at that. solid lines through the corners. That's what you get here on the TRE channel. Someone who's surprisingly not awfully bad at the Nurburgring anymore. I say that, I thought I was making progress with... Oh god, this corner's... I always get worried when like the little brake indicator turns from like 4 and you're like, oh yeah, I can take this corner flat out, and then it's just like second gear. Oh no. Me no want that. Me no want that at all. Anyways, come around here, come around here. We're on the nice straight bit of the Nurburgring, which is good. I'm concerned as to how slow that Skyline's going, because I don't want him to jab the brakes on at any point, because otherwise I'm just going to fly straight past him. He might jab the brakes on through here. I'm going to jab the brakes on slightly. Yeah, he is going to brake slightly. Oh! Oh! Understeer almost took me wide through there. I think I'd broken completely the wrong zone for that corner, but there you go. Right, now we're coming up to my least favourite part of this track. Hopefully, this doesn't go too apparently, because we've got the carousel, and then there's pretty much all the corners after the carousel. Basically, every corner after the carousel and before the jump is a hell for me. Or, I say after the carousel, including the carousel, because the carousel's one corner which I cannot take well in any game I've ever played. Whoa, he is coming right on the brakes for that one, Sonny Jim. Ooh, car almost let go through there. Usually I just find with a carousel, I usually just take the thing above it, to be honest with you, like the little excess road or whatever it is, just because that's easier for me to do. I know it's not quite quick, but it does the job better. For me personally. Right, now we're coming up to that bit where I don't know. Is it the A license? I think A16 takes place somewhere around here. So I know this bit of the course a little bit well. Which is good. Ooh, shifted into 4th, maybe shouldn't. Oh god, understand why. We're gonna go on the brakes into here. I appreciate my commentating has literally just come to telling you what I'm doing with the car, but I really am having to focus on this one just because I don't know where I'm going when it comes to the Nurburgring half the time. I like that corner a lot though. When I know it's coming, I like that corner a lot, is what I should actually be saying there. Alright. More jabs on the brakes. Probably don't need to... Well, actually, yeah, you do need to brake through there. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Don't ever listen to... If you're, like, coming here to, like, get tips on how to beat this license test, just don't. Just don't. Ooh. As we do a jump. Yeah, that's the jump. It's weird. In Forza, you can get away with braking after the jump. I can't... I was sort of trying to figure out if this game was one of those where you have to brake after the jump. I think you can actually brake after the jump, but I just didn't want to try and... Oh, God, the car. Oh, please stop. Please stop doing that. Thank you. Whoa. That was not a fun moment. That was very terrifying. The car just sort of let go. And in case you're wondering, like, one of the main handling differences between this GT3 and GT4, the cars are a lot... Like, if the cars twitch, you have a lot less time to figure out how you're going to react to saving it, and a lot less chance to save it, because, yeah, it's extremely difficult to try and save the cars on this. I wonder if the AI on that pace car is fixed, or if they can actually, like, make some slight mistakes. Anyways, hopefully he's quick down here than this, because otherwise I'm going to go straight into the back of him, because he has much better brakes than I do. I don't think we're quite going to be looking at a gold time here, but I don't think we're going to be looking at a bad time, nonetheless. There's Nurburgring Castle up there. Yeah, I'm sort of going to drop back from him a little bit, because I don't know what he's going to do down here. I don't know if he's going to brake for this little corner here, which you don't need to brake for this corner at all, especially in a car as slow as this, but I don't know if he will. He's not going to. When are you going to start braking? gonna start braking here, aren't you? Okay. That's fine, I can deal with that. Don't run wide on here, don't muck it up in the final bit. On the brakes again. Yeah, this isn't actually... If I probably did another run of this, I could probably beat the time. A 9:04, 9:50. Whew. And the adrenaline can leave my body again. Because... yeah, that's... oh, that's not fun for me. You should probably know that's not fun for me to do. But there you go. Anyways, what's the final test? Hopefully it's not something that makes my blood boil as much as that. Le Mans. Okay. Alrighty, let's graduate from the IA license. Got to do a Le Mans run in this thing. Now, I remember this license test. This is a very tricky license test because essentially it's quite a long license test, as in you're going flat out down here for, well, as you can see, almost 2 minutes. But the issue comes at the fact that, you know, messing up this bit, not so costly, but the actual sort of specifics as how you have to take the corners is rather specific, and we haven't actually driven a car nearly as fast as this in this LP yet, so it does make things rather challenging, because as I said, this bit not difficult at all. It's driving in a straight line as fast as possible. I mean, it's not difficult. Although that might be. Thankfully, it didn't lose all the aerodynamic grip there, which I was sort of bracing to do so for. We will brake here. Try and... yeah, you see, my braking points at Le Mans are confused because I don't drive cars like this very often. This car is extremely fast. You know, I don't really drive these sort of prototype cars usually in games, so as a result this sort of hurts my brain to do this, because you sort of go around these cars and you're like, there's no way I should be able to stop that fast or take corners at the speed I'm taking them. Oh, don't understeer off. There we go. There you go. There's my main issue right there. Just trying to understeer off. Anyways, I think the finish line is just beyond this corner. There it is. Try and get the car to not wheel spin. Okay, there we go. That one is going to be an arse to gold, but nevertheless, I will persevere. And I will survive and all the rest of it. And I will meet you once that is done. So after what feels like a bloody eternity, I have finally got the IA license test thing and got all the golds and all the rest of it. That really was not fun. Hopefully these prize cars are worth it. For getting all bronzes, you get the Nismo 270R, another car which is pretty competent for the front-engine rear drive challenge, and one of the best Silvias in the game. For getting silvers, we are going to get the Nissan GTR Concept, the Tokyo Auto Show version. Which has a fair amount of power actually and is rather good. And finally, for getting all golds on the IA license, you get the Dome Zero. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit better, but never mind. Dome Zero is a cool car, not particularly useful from what I remember though. Anyways, that is the IA finally passed, which means there's one more to go, and then we're done. 153 days so far, Jesus Christ. Anyways, there you go, 270 brake horsepower, 455 and then 165, yeah. The Dome, maybe it's okay as like an MR2 alternative for the mid-engine cup. I can't say I've really ever bothered trying to use it though. Anyways, there we go. That is our B, IB, A and IA licenses achieved. There's only one more license to go. It is the S-Class license, the worst of all of them. So, that's what we're going to be doing in the next episode. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.